to have this on the background while we read through this stuff, because it just felt more epic and like more connected, you know? Smonga, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. Sound Now, good to see you. Grim Timekeeper, good to see you. Brian, good to see you. First Floor song is fire. So looking at our systems report here, we have all systems online, 15 systems offline, and 47 unresolved issues. So we do still have to go back up to the bridge and do stuff, but we have finally completed all the 3 floors of puzzles. So now it's on to the removable storage here. So now we have some other options too, where I'm not entirely sure how we want to go through this. I don't know if there's like the best way. Do we have all the collectibles? Nope. We do not. I don't know if we're gonna get through. If we need to go get more after this, you know. Bridge song is lit. The bridge song is lit. That is true. But I don't think there's is there an access point in the bridge? There is. I didn't look too hard for it, but. So we have our logs here. There's a lot of them. So I don't really know the best way for us to go through this, but we're just gonna get started. I'll be making notes of things that like we might want to notice, but for the most part, I think we're gonna unlock all of them. So we're gonna put in all the data, and then we're gonna go through and read everything. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do it one by one. We're gonna go through and unlock everything, so then everything is in order, and then we're just gonna go through one by one, and we're gonna read all that shit. So, me singing to whatever foods I'm gonna eat. Can you stream? Can we get a fridge song stream? So let's start inputting. So we just got to input. We just had to input all of our data that we have gotten. Oh, that. Whoa, that's like a really late one, isn't it? Dang. All right, next one. You can move with it zoomed in? Wow. But that's not near as challenging. But Brian, that's not a very Bax thing to do, is it? That doesn't seem like a very Bax thing to do. Oh, whoops. Okay, so XO, 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 XO. This is gonna be an inputting log stream. Wait, are we even gonna get to read anything? Because I'm gonna be inputting all the logs? Did I not think this through? Oh, it's funny. Ooh, this is a cool one. Look at this one. Geez, following this is a mess. We got there though. If you've done the screen puzzles, you know, then you're probably all right, right? Ooh, weave. This one just weaves. This one is a weaver. Holy. Juniper, I miss you. Uh-oh. Yep. That's it. So now the idea here would also be that you could guess all of these, right? Like these, so I mean, not that anybody would, but you could just go in here and like mess around and then suddenly like get the right one, like accidentally, or get a right solution. I can't wait to do all the corrupteds and stuff. We got to catch up on our context though, so we get the full like feel of the game for what the creators intended the game to be. Yeah, we don't want to short sell it. Why is that? Why does that look so weird? That somebody just having fun? We have a lot of these, just for the record. We have a lot of these. So get ready. It's holy smokes. Grab a pot of coffee. I don't know what, you know, load up your own Filament games. Whatever you got to do, but we're going to input all of them. And only then will we begin the reading. Man, it feels good to input these though. Just to like refresh, get that little bug out of the head. How did I literally just notice that post-it note? Are you serious? Do we know what the number is supposed to be on the left side of the terminal, or is that just background dressing? Oh no, that is a code. That's code to enter. So up on top, you see how we have the 78DC4150. So we've already done that. But for the sake of, I don't know, seeing what happens if we input something again. So these are in order. You can see the number change. This is going to be 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we would start at 7, go over to 8. And then it goes, there's 9, and then it goes A, B, C, D. So we go D, C. We go down to 4, and then it wants us to grab 1, so we go 4, 1. And then it wants us to grab 5, so there's 5, and then we need to hit 0. Oh, maybe we didn't get that one, or does it just bring it up? I'm confused. Did I not get that? I thought I had gotten that. Also worth noting, just to really get your brain going. So there's a couple puzzles in here that we're gonna have to like really puzzle. We're gonna have to like puzzle it up and get crazy. Look over there. There's another puzzle, and it's on the circuit board of the number. So we just did that twice, I think. I think we had already done that. It brings it up always. Thank you. Thank you, Grim. Thank you, Smongo. So over on the left, you do see the circuits. That's a puzzle over there. We're going to have to figure that out at some point. Onward. Does anybody know when Matthew Brown's new game is coming out? I know he was working on that like physics puzzles or something, but I don't have Twitter anymore, so I'm not really in the loop. I don't keep track of. I just assume I'll be notified once something happens. Because we had to be thinking about something else too. When we finish this, what's next on the chopping block? What's the next game that can fulfill like this kind of itch? You know? What is that game? We have a lot of games, but I'm looking for games that can both translate into videos on YouTube, but also be, you know, something like this, just captivating, difficult, challenging story. Like there's a story as well. We were playing that. What was that? Supercell Hexalogic. That one was okay. It was okay. Are we gonna need to know why the symbols are different? Why are the symbols different when you're entering these? Look at that, the symbols are all different. Oops. It's very satisfying how this thing like wraps around all this stuff. So has anybody else read all of these? Are there any readers in the chat? Or has everybody just kind of been like, I'm not going to read these. Vax will do it eventually. I wish there was spacebar to backpedal in this though. Yeah, those were the brain increasers, and good brain increasers. I wouldn't mind tackling something like that again. But we would have to make a few changes. At least like my schedule can't like do it. Like right now I just basically stream like these shorter morning and evening streams because that's the only thing my schedule can do. So it might be fun to do it as a team and like open up the opportunity, but I noticed last time we did one of those puzzle hunts, we actually ended up like once X amount of people like kind of were done or petered out, that was it. Like everybody just kind of stopped and it just fizzled, and then we let the final few days go by. So if we're okay with like that being what happens, then it might be fun to sign up for another one. But as far as like streaming, I don't know how it would do for streaming. But I miss doing like those kind of big collective puzzles. This is the closest thing we've had to that since, right? Man, there's a lot of these. I guess we've played a hefty majority of this game without entering any of this stuff in here, so it's to be expected that we have a hell of a backlog. Like, damn. And I don't know what happens at the end of this thing, so I'm also kind of thinking like, it's good that we do this, because what if something happens and we don't get like the full context? Like, what if they took a part of the movie out of the movie, like right in the middle, and just didn't give it to you? And then the ending happens, and you're kind of like, okay, I guess it ended, but you don't get that context. It would feel like not reading these before finishing the game would kind of remove us from that context. It would make the whatever goes on in the end of this game have its full effect, for better or worse. And I had a short stream at my last PT, graduated from PT this morning, or discharged rather, I guess not, or graduated, sure. So now it's just home exercises and, you know, working out my shoulders so I can get back onto the sports field. Looking forward to that. It's going to be awesome. They were a good group. They were a good group of people at the physical therapy office that I was going to. They did a really good job. I was really pleased. That's true. I forgot. We were banned. We were banned for being too awesome. So you guys are saying, oh, never mind. Close one. Almost thought we were done. So what we're doing, they're organizing them by user. So I'm noticing that. My thought is we would just go user by user. I think, right? I don't know. It's a lot. We'd probably reset out of the terminal, see where the terminal takes us, like... Oh, whoops. Jeez, we've done a lot. Ooh, we got some kind of top secret message in that one. These ones have, I'm noticing too that they kind of give the clues differently. Do you guys notice that? So this one has that large circle where it starts. Oh, you guys can't see it because here, I'll lean over a little bit. There's that large circle and that's where it starts. It's kind of interesting that it's showing, those ones are delineating the beginning and the end. Maybe it's been doing that on all of them. I just haven't noticed. Whoops. Oh. Yeah, probably that's the case. It'd be kind of weird for them just to randomly do that. $30 more minutes of this. Hey, I mean, this is, yeah, cool. I mean, holy shit. Like, okay, so you have 3 people who work on the game. And they make a game that is pretty, like, as gameplay, environment, puzzle formatting, difficulty, etc. It's all there, and it's all pretty good. And then you also put together an entire like contextual like story base for everything inside of this computer. Like, who did this and how'd they have the time? Ooh, just 1 from Marmalade there. Like that's pretty intense, right? Like how? It's nuts. To have this much. I mean, it's one thing to have some. I'm not saying that, like, you know, wow, you actually had a story with your puzzle game, her. No, it's like, how, you know? This is a lot. Maybe there was some downtime for one person while other things are being done. And so they were like, I'm gonna write the story. We're gonna get the story out here. We still have that random cat. That random cat caller. You don't know if it's a good story yet. True. Good point. What's up, Catching Fire? How you doing? We are currently just inputting all the logs, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna read and read and read and read. There are a lot of logs. Man, we may not, this stream may not be long enough. Do we have to do a part 2 reading stream? I'm kind of nervous about doing, that makes me nervous. Because I don't want to go back, I don't think I'll finish all the puzzles, but I'm kind of worried that if I do, like, and we don't have context, so, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Oh, we got faked out. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we didn't get faked out. Have we done it? We arrived, team? Hold on. Big news. PogChamp moment coming. Have we inputted the logs? It looks like we've done it. Oh, wow. Okay. Logs have been inputted, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go do this one real quick while we're inputting. Wardy Joe, what's up? Are you ready to hear me talk all the words that you guys wrote for the backstory? How are you doing today? How are things going? Wonder how many we're missing? Maybe a lot. Now, guys, there are 2 here, right? Are you guys seeing 2? Maybe? Because of the erased one? So let's input the one that it's saying to input, and then let's input this other one as well. Let's just see. Let's see what happens. Nearly fixed all the bugs. Excellent. Yes. Good. That's awesome. All right. So we found, oh, that's a corrupted one. Okay, good, we're nuts. Now, we're gonna test this and see. So it was doing, it said to do this, and then come down here and do this, and then exit the same way. Oh, it's not one. Or I did it wrong. Or I did it wrong. It could have been this, and then I do this, right? Oops. Yeah, so nope. Or it could have been, wow, yeah. I can see what you mean about the space bar. It could have been saying do this. I'm just seeing if that the erased part was in any way, shape, or form. Nope. Okay, cool. Everybody ready? Let's read. Oh, we can put this one in too while we're over here. Wait. Oh, because it's the bottom and the top, right? Oh, I messed it up. Oh, I have to go back around. Oops. We only go down one space, I have to go back around. Cool. All right, more corrupted data. All right, let's do it. Here we go. And we're in. Okay, now how the hell do we want to go about doing this? Cookie butt touch. Ugh. But it must feel good to like get those, like, it's just cool because this game is like fresh off the block. So now as more and more people come to it and those bugs don't exist, like the game's gonna get cleaner and cleaner. Not that it isn't already clean, besides cookie butt touch being the best thing ever. All right, so we have all these logs for all these bagels. And that's just like, we have logs and messages. So let's start with Juniper, and we're just gonna go down all of the messages for Juniper, and then we will go through all the logs for Juniper, and then we're just gonna go through like that from left to right, okay? Is that a Luis from Bob's Burgers mug? Yep. I can smell fear on you. All right. Nope, I'm out of that. I'm out of that. I need to update that. Let's go. Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. Juniper. Let's learn about Juniper. I will be glancing over at the chat and everything. Maybe like in between logs, in between things. Your status as a TFC crew member. From TFC, loyal operative. The Filament Corporation is excited to inform you that your registration as a crew member is now complete. You have been instated as a pilot aboard the Alabaster research vessel. So we're going to attach right now Juniper pilot. In order to boost morale and make the lives of our operatives more efficient, the Filament Corporation provides its employees with vibrant color-coded equipment, jumpsuits, and names. Your assigned color is blue. Your assigned name is Juniper. It is important to remember that TFC guidelines require the mandatory use of your new moniker in all areas of your new workplace, including but not limited to all forms of written or verbal communication, any self-referential materials such as logs or diaries, all forms of identification. Failing to adhere to these guidelines may result in severe disciplinary action. Welcome aboard, TFC. Welcome, crew. You've just arrived at your destination. Filament Corporation research has shown that crew members function more effectively when they can reference 24-hour time periods in the format of named days. Today is Wednesday. Following days continue sequentially looping every 7 days. The day has come. Many years of hard work by countless people have put you there. Juniper is our narrator? I'm not entirely sure. On the edge of the known universe to answer questions that will alter the trajectory of our species forever. Be bold, friends, and guide us into a new age. My name is Swan. I've been assigned to the Alabaster as off-structure captain, as you are aware. It's the Filament Corporation's preference to relinquish captaincy from a given crew member and instead pass that responsibility on to a member of Mission Control. I am said member. The command of the Alabaster is my sole duty. I will therefore be available for contact at all times. We'll be working closely with you all. Good luck. I'll be in touch after you have settled in. Swan. From Vermilion, no good can be done on a day absent of breakfast. JPJ Simmons. We've all just woken up from a rather long sleep, so it's crucial that everyone eats a highly calorific meal to aid quick recovery from the residual effects of cryosleep. I'm preparing a special meal for everyone. I'll be ready in about an hour. Attendance is mandatory, as this is a matter of crew health, but I could think of worse things than breakfast to be obligated to attend. See you, Vermilion. Hello all, I know everyone is busy, but it's of the utmost importance that you all come for a full health evaluation within the next 36 hours. TFC guidelines recommend to complete full evaluations no later than 72 hours from arrival. A full evaluation should take no longer than 45 minutes. It's just to ensure you experience no abnormal side effects from the cryosleep. It's worth noting that regulation dictates that any crew member who does not complete an evaluation within the stipulated 72 hours must undergo an extensive body scan and cavity inspection. I don't make up the rules, so please come for an evaluation for both our sakes. Vermilion. Two-one augmentation, upkeep, and repair. Morning, just thought to let you all know I'm qualified to perform augmentation maintenance and enhancement. It's not unheard of for cryosleep to cause augmentations to play up a bit or even stop working altogether. So please get in touch if you're worried about anything. Aubergine. Hey, Aubergine, I don't want to worry you, but it seems as though my eyes have stopped working. They started fading in and out about an hour ago, and now I can't even see my hand in front of my face. I would come and find you, but you know, I can't see. Juniper, this sounds like a really serious issue. I need to see you right away. Where are you? Is anybody nearby who can help you get to my workspace? We should probably get Vermilion involved too. Ah, very funny. Hello there, just a quick one. I know we're all trying to settle into our new home. It's come to my attention that our journey here didn't go quite as smoothly as we were told it would. Nothing to worry about, but for the time being, I'm going to be busy assessing any damage to the ship's core systems. Because of this, I ask you only file requests for essential maintenance for the next few days. After that, I'm all yours. Hi, Vermilion. Is a possible side effect of cryosleep a tendency to be more of an asshole than usual? Canary is really getting up in my stuff right now. Thanks, Juniper. So we have read like the first 8 or so of these logs, right? Because these are all sounding familiar, but it won't take long for us to kind of dive in. Hi, Juniper. There's currently no peer-reviewed research indicating a correlation between cryosleep and increased hostility towards peers. There is, however, substantial research demonstrating the correlation between improved colleague relationships and consumption of cake. Better get baking. Taking a look at the navigational systems, as far as I can tell, they should all be good to go. If you could give them a once-over when you get the chance and let me know if there's anything else that needs doing, that would be great. I'm saying that because Juniper is the pilot. I'm saying that as much to remind you as to remind me. Cheers, M. All right, thanks, bud. I'll let you know if anything crops up. Juniper. Hi, Juniper. Would you send over the adjustments you made to stabilize our orbit, as well as our planned course for the next 7 days? Thanks, Canary. Hey, Canary. Please find the navigational data attached. Good morning, all. Since maintenance of the station is well underway and we're still on schedule to begin research midway through next week, now's the perfect time to revisit research protocol and was expected of you. This is important for all crew members, regardless of assignment. This is a research vessel after all, whilst I've attached the full research protocol guidelines document provided by Mission Control for you to peruse at your leisure. As head of research, I've written a condensed and comprehensive list of the protocols I expect you to follow at all times. Let me know if you have any questions. I will be testing you on this later. Okay. Hey, Pistachio, I have a trivia question for you. Hypothetically, if someone was suffering from nausea and headaches due to the overconsumption of ethanol-based beverages, what homegrown consumables would you recommend they try? Juniper. Okay, so Juniper gets a little, maybe you should swing by the greenhouse so we can work out the answer in person. Oh. Give that one the personal touch. Thanks for your cooperation. Now I'm going to talk about the mandatory exercise regime from Vermilion. As I'm sure you're all aware, it's imperative that you keep on top of your fitness for the duration of the mission. This will help maintain all aspects of your physical and mental health, not to mention make my job easier. You're obligated to do 2 hours of exercise a day over 2 separate sessions of an hour each. I'm fairly flexible when it comes to the exercise you enjoy doing, but if you'd like more guidance, I'm more than happy to help. All exercise sessions have to be recorded and sent to headquarters. Vermilion. Morning, Juniper. It's come to my attention that the ship experienced some minor hull damage during travel. From what I can tell, it's nothing to worry about, but it should be checked and addressed to avoid any serious problems in the future. Could you submit a request for a spacewalk next week on my behalf, please? Now, didn't we actually learn something about that spacewalk? Didn't it go poorly? Also, this will be my first spacewalk since my training. I don't want to go into how many years ago that was. If you're willing, I'd appreciate it if you could accompany me on the walk. Anyway, let me know. Cheers, M. Hey, M, I've sent the request to HQ. I see no reason why it wouldn't be approved. I'll let you know when I hear back. It would be my pleasure to join you out there. I've attached a request for a spacewalk. Ahoy, Captain. Sorry. Context required. Ahoy, Captain. I've attached a request for a spacewalk to address some minor damage to the hull we received during travel, as well as an evaluation of the damage by Marmalade. Thanks, Juniper. Ahoy, Juniper. Never heard that one before. I've looked over your request and have approved a spacewalk for 0900 on SA-13. Swan. All right. SA-13, and we're on SA-4. From Marmalade. Essential maintenance complete. Thanks for holding your request. Throw them at me. Hello there. Thank you for holding your maintenance request while I worked on getting the core systems back up to scratch. That's complete now, with the exception of a spacewalk scheduled for next week to fix minor hull damage. So for now, I'm all yours. Send through any maintenance requests you have and I'll get on them ASAP. Cheers. M. Crew logs from Vermilion. Hi all. Sorry to continue bombarding you with emails. You'll be relieved to know that the majority of my duties are very much geared towards the beginning of this mission. You'll hear less from me after next week. I just want to remind you all that it is highly recommended you record logs in a terminal at least once per week. These logs are just for you. No one else will read them. There has been extensive research done on the mental health of crews in isolated locations. The two best things you can do to ensure good mental health are as follows. Share your feelings with a qualified professional, which would be me, and get into a routine of writing down what you are feeling. The logs can follow whatever structure you desire. I cannot stress this enough. These logs are for you and no one else. Let me know if you need anything or want to talk about anything. Vermilion. Worth noting that I wonder if we're going to see the same messages amongst all of them. I would assume not, but if that does come up, you know, we'll be able to see those ones pretty quick, and we won't be rereading. We won't reread those ones. A reminder about workplace etiquette and decorum. Good morning, all. I would like to begin the day by asking all crew members to kindly respect TFC guidelines in regards to their personal workspace as well as that of others. I don't wish to point any fingers, but it's come to my attention that someone tracked mud through a number of the third floor corridors in bare feet, no less. This kind of behavior is unprofessional and inconsiderate. I will consider submitting a formal report if it continues. Regards, Canary. In bare feet, no less. You're so busted. Ugh. Talk to her after work about it. So that is Pistachio and Juniper sending that to Pistachio, right? Yeah, to Pistachio. I'm worried about Sable from Pistachio. Sable, that's the caller. Remember that cat caller? Hey everyone, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but Sable has been very lethargic since we arrived. I'm starting to get a little worried about her. Can everyone just keep an eye on her for the time being? Check she has some food and water, is nice and comfortable and stuff? Thanks guys, Pistachio. I was just with Marmalade when Pistachio's message came through. We thought we would organize a rota for looking after her. How about we meet after the debrief and sort it out? Let's say 1945. Juniper. Are in all their inboxes. Cool. Mud from where? I mean, they have like the greenhouse or like playing spaces. I assume somebody's like jumping around in all the plants and stuff and going crazy. Messages behave much like email inboxes. Anything to all members will show up in everything. Got it. Well, we'll be able to recognize where those ones are and we can just skip them. Yeah, the botany area. That's what I was thinking. Is where all the trees are and stuff. Somebody's just, you know, climbing around. Mandatory briefing on research protocol. Hello all, I've received a number of questions in response to the research protocol guidelines I sent out earlier in the week. Rather than address each query separately, I'm going to hold an hour-long briefing at the end of the day. HQ agrees that this is something that should be resolved before research begins. As a result of this, they have altered all of your schedules for the day to free up time for the briefing. This briefing is mandatory. See you all later, Canary. This is so your fault. Yeah, I just saw her email. Maybe I did take it a little too far. Don't think of it as a punishment, though. Think of it as HQ endorsed quality crew time. You're a real goof. So something happened here that we don't actually know. Pistachio is sending a message to Juniper saying, hey, this is on you. Maybe I did take it a little too far, so we'll see. We'll get context for that later, either here or in somebody else's messages or in Juniper's logs. Updating the OS from Aubergine. Hi everyone, I'm doing a routine update of the operating system that the servers and terminals run on. Connectivity may drop in and out this afternoon and evening. There's no risk of data loss. Sorry for any inconvenience. There's a few new features in the OS that I'll run you all through later in the week. Thanks, Aubergine. A flattering email with an ulterior motive. I saw your sketchbook the other night and damn, you can draw. Really impressive. Don't suppose you could do some drawing for me? I'm planning a surprise games night for everyone. Don't tell anyone yet. Could you draw me some posters to pop around the ship? Let me know. Juniper. Sure thing. That's a nice idea. We can talk this evening about specifically what you have in mind. It'll probably take me a couple of days to do. M or Marmalade. Spacewalk Confirmation. Hello, Juniper. I've looked over your request and have approved Spacewalk for 0900 on S813. Regards, Swan. Aye, aye, Captain. So that is Juniper responding to that previous message that was sent back. Just the approval for the Spacewalk. It's scheduled for Sunday at 0900. We'll begin preparations this Friday, and we have a briefing with Swan on Saturday at 1200. Juniper. Hi, Juniper. That's great. Thank you. Marmalade. I'm getting a little worried. No one I've spoken to has seen Sable since early this morning. She was last in the third floor lab. Please have a look around your workspace to see if she's about. She's sick and I can't stand the idea that something might happen to her. If you find her, please let me know immediately. Pistachio. I'll keep an eye out for her around the server. She likes it in here because it's so warm. Aubergine. Panic over, I've found Sable. Hi everyone, no need to worry, I found Sable. She's down in my workshop at the moment. I'll bring her up after our shift is complete. Thank you, Marmalade. I'm on break. I'll come down and see her now. That is from Pistachio. Orbital decay. Hey guys, this is just a heads up. At around 06:15 this morning, the Alabaster's orbit began decaying. I've corrected the course and we're back in the approved orbital range, but I can't fathom how this has happened. I've gone through the Alabaster's telemetry logs, and there is no indication of any sort of change in them. Any ideas? Could it be a hardware-software malfunction? I'm stumped, Juniper. Now, we, the reader, know that there's some holographic kind of bullshit going on, so we'll see how they uncover this or how that goes moving forward. It seems unlikely to be a software issue, particularly since the Alabaster's OS is the only means of interfacing with the ship's hardware. If your course correction was successful, then the OS is functioning as intended. It's out of my expertise, but my instinct tells me this is a hardware malfunction. I could be wrong, though. Could it be in relation to the collision that occurred during cryosleep? Aubergine. It could be. Hopefully the walk this weekend should get to the bottom of it. I'll do another round of maintenance on all navigation systems anyway, just to see if I can pick anything up that I didn't before. It does seem rather strange, though. Thanks, guys. Keep me updated. Canary. Games night. You did not bring Smash Muddle Scrub. I love that game so much. Maybe too much. I was banned from playing as a child for excessive biting. I'm past that now, though. Don't worry. Can't wait. Postscript. The posters are adorable. You better be over it. Amen. Hey, June, what are you doing this evening? Want to hang out? Hell yeah. Have you seen the mezzanine space above the library warehouse? It looks super cozy. I could bring blankets and movies. Perfect. So this is just connected. This is just connected what you asked earlier about Juniper is our narrator. So now I know that Juniper is the narrator because she talked about that cozy spot and hanging out with Pistachio. So I had missed when you said Juniper is our narrator. I was lost on me. You're nuts. Onward. Tonight's the night. Get your game on. Hi, everyone. I'm sure none of you needed reminding, in fact. I imagine none of you have been able to think of anything else. Tonight is games night. Games are scheduled to begin at 2000. How would I say that? 2000? 20 o'clock. And we'll have the obligatory pre-games beverages at around 1930. See you then, June. Pumped for it. Marmalade. How's your head? Last night was something, huh? I don't suppose you'd remember a whole lot of it, though. It got pretty heated. I thought that if anyone were to lose their temper, it would be me, given my colored smash muddle scrub history. But Canary? Who knew? I definitely have a few gaps. You might have to fill me in. I'm also gonna need some coffee. How about we kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Kitchen in 10? On my way. I think she introduced herself early on. Excellent. Well... Oops. I'm ready when you are. Hey, Marmalade, I'm all ready. I'll be down in the airlock annex when you're ready. On my way. Oh, this is the spacewalk. This is the spacewalk. Wait, hold on. So this was 1335. This is 1380. Do we know what that's dealing with? Are these... So 13 is the day, right? That's the day. The 80 is just showing time passing, so 80 would be like 80% of the 13th day? Or that's me overthinking the hell out of this. June, I just heard what happened. Are you all right? I'm a little shook up, but I'll be fine. Mez? As in meet on the mezzanine, I presume? Marmalade is going to be fine from Vermilion. Hi, Juniper. Just want to let you know that Marmalade is going to be fine. He's just a little shook up from what happened. You did good, Vermilion. Thank you, Vermilion. Hi, Juniper. I'd like a full report of the spacewalk ASAP, please. Canary. Marmalade almost lost his life just now, and you already want a formal report? Give us some damn space. You'll get your report when I'm ready. Oh. Thank you, Juniper. I'm glad you were there. Marmalade. Don't mention it, dude. I'm just glad you're all right. Rest easy. A Sunday roast on Monday. Hello, all. I'd like to introduce you to a tradition we have back on Earth, the Sunday roast dinner. Now, I know it's Monday, but I think we could all do with a pick-me-up. Therefore, tonight you're all invited to have dinner with me and enjoy a proper Earth roast, maybe for the first time. All the best, Vermilion. Remember, Juniper was talking about that as well when we were doing the constellation puzzles over there or something, talking about the roast and how good it was. They smothered it in the gravy and stuff. It was making me hungry. Now I'm hungry again. A surprise birthday party for Marmalade. Hi, all. Pistachio's just informed me that it's Marmalade's birthday on Saturday, so we're going to throw him a little surprise party. The party will be held at 1900 Saturday. Pistachio and I will work on the decor and food. We just need to arrange a way to get Marmalade to the living quarters at that time. Thanks, Vermilion. That's awesome. Can't wait. Let me know if you need any help. Bartender. Afternoon. What a lovely idea. As for getting Marmalade to the party, I will file an urgent maintenance report Saturday morning with code 4 priority. They have to be resolved within a day. That way, I can keep him out of the living quarters whilst you prepare, and then bring him up when you're ready. Canary. Okay, so for being a bastard, Canary is also amicable, and so not cold-hearted per se. That's how everybody seems to be portraying Canary, but it doesn't seem that that's like necessarily Canary's. I don't know. I guess we'll find out more, right? Party preparations. Morning, all. Marmalade is in the engine room. You are clear to proceed. I'll let you know if anything changes. Canary. Great. We'll set everything up. I'll be bringing Marmalade up to you shortly. Please ensure that everyone is in place. Canary. Just a little robotic. A little robotic. Hi, guys. Today was great. The most fun I've had in a while, and such a lovely surprise. Thank you all so much. It means a lot. Marmalade. Glad to hear you enjoyed yourself, my silent citrusy companion. Postscript, enjoy the bottle. I'm only a little sad to see it go. I certainly will, and I expect you to come and share a glass with me soon. Day 21. Hi, all. We scanned Sable in the med bay last night. As she had shown little sign of improvement since we noticed her sheepish and lethargic behavior, I'm pleased to say that her ailment is nothing serious. In fact, it's quite the contrary. Sable is pregnant. I have no idea how the Filament Corporation failed to notice this when she was assigned as our crew pet. She is expected to give birth to kittens within the next few days. I suggest we consider a plan of action at this evening's debrief. Pistachio, is this a joke? I'm afraid not. It looks like we'll be having 4 extra cats aboard the Alabaster. This is the single greatest day of my life. Are you seeing this? Kittens, Juniper. Multiple kittens on our ship. You better be as excited about this as I am. Of course I am. Any ideas for names yet? Wait. Didn't we... Wasn't Juniper talking to us when we were over near the pool area about how the pregnant cat was no bueno? I think I remember the no bueno. What about Meowkery, Persa Major, Catturn? Pistachio. These are truly terrible. What? They're being born all the way out here alone in empty space. I'm just trying to honor their new heritage. Maybe name them after some flowers or something. At least that way you won't embarrass yourself. Lantern 2 Week 1 Update Summary. I finished my analysis on the initial data we collected on Arnold 475M, and the planet appears to be a suitable candidate for future human settlement. After communicating this with the captain, we've been given the go-ahead to drop one of our Lantern 2 probes onto the planet's surface to collect more data. The primary directive of the mission is to retrieve physical samples, which will become the bedrock of our research for the foreseeable future. The probe will also be equipped with an array of data collection systems. The specifications of these systems are currently unconfirmed. If there is a data type that could aid in any of your personal research, please let me know so I can consider the relevant systems for the array. I'll be contacting you all individually to go through each of your roles in the probe's preparations. The Filament Corporation have scheduled the launch of the Lantern 2 probe for 20 days from today, SA-42. Needless to say that in order to meet this target, we need to operate as a well-oiled machine. I'm writing a briefing on the mission tomorrow at 8:30, and the preparations before then, as the focus of the briefing is on scheduling and resource distribution. Keep an eye on your messages for your individual role briefings. Thanks, Canary. Juniper, Lantern 2 mission role. As a communication and navigation specialist, what's up, Tusk? As a communication and navigation specialist, your primary responsibilities will be as follows. Probe trajectory. Pistachio is analyzing the topological data of Arnold 475M for potential landing sites. Probe fuel spent on launch needs to be kept to a minimum to ensure a sufficient reserve for the probe's payload module to clear Arnold's atmosphere. Work with Pistachio on finding a landing site, then calculate the probe trajectory from the Alabaster's charred location at launch in 20 days to confirm landing site viability. Implementation of Lantern 2's communication systems and integration with the Alabaster's communications. Thanks, Canary. Gotcha. Did you beat the game and just reading logs now or taking a break? No, we're close. We're close to, like, we just have bridge puzzles left, we have corrupted puzzles, we have collectibles, we still have things to do. But since we're nearing the end of, like, what could be the storyline, I'm getting concerned that I'm gonna trigger, like, an end game, like, event or cutscene or something, and not have context for the full, like, you know, feel of what is actually happening. So we were always going to do a reading stream just to catch up, and that's what we're doing right now. We're just reading through all this just to kind of see what's happening. That's it. This is going to be fun. From Pistachio. Juniper, did you see that we're working together? There's no escape now. I did. It's pretty exciting. I trust that you'll be no trouble. I just know you can be a little prone to goofing off, something I myself would never do. Already pushing your luck, huh? I have no idea what you're talking about. Can I show you something? Hi, Juniper. I began work on a secret side project. I think you'll like it, and thought that maybe you could even give me a little advice. Come see me if you fancy it. Mum's the word. Oh, I'm intrigued. Can I come around this evening? Absolutely. Hi, Juniper. I have some tablets for you to take. Your sneezing earlier got me thinking that you might have an acute form of hay fever. You've been working in botany a lot and are probably inhaling pollen from plants your body is unfamiliar with. Take these twice daily whilst you're working up there, and you should have a much nicer time of it. Thanks. Yeah, hay fever. That makes sense. I'll pop by in a sec to grab them. Mission authorization. Good afternoon, Navigator. Operation Luscious Pink Space Shield, or LPSS, is a go. Excuse me? Canary likes the rock we found. Oh, cool. I'll get on that. It seems that even at the very boundary of the known universe, life has indeed found a way. Sable has given birth to 4 kittens, all of whom are doing well. They will remain up here in the med bay for next few days so that I can keep an eye on them. Feel free to visit at your leisure. Fantastic news, I'll be up to meet them later. M. Cats. Hey, Peanut, I'm on my way to see the cats. Want to come with? Shay. You know it, I'll be out in a second. We see the change of, so the very, very familiarity here. Pistachio and Juniper getting very close. Juniper calling Pistachio Peanut. Afternoon all. It has recently occurred to me that with the advent of the new kittens also comes a significant increase in the threat posed to my fish. The new kittens are the responsibility of all crew members, and as such I expect a certain level of vigilance when it comes to their interaction with the other pets on board. Please keep this in mind going forward. Canary. Not to worry, Canary, we'll keep a close eye on the kittens for you. Vermilion. $10 say they don't. Psst. Jimberry to citrus jam. How's the top secret project going? Huh, it's going okay. Everything is set up. Thanks for the help, by the way, down in the engine room. And now it's just a waiting game. It'll probably take 3 weeks-ish before it's ready. That's forever away. Personally, I can't wait for this to all come to a head. The wait is going to be unbearable. Think we know what the secret project is. Wow, are Pistachio's puns finally starting to rub off on you? Never speak of this. Movie night? Hey, cashew. Sunday night movie? So peanut, cashew. We still need to watch Crow Division 2. Sounds good. Do we really have to watch that one, though? The first one was so bad it honestly hurt a little. We only watched that one for context. Remember, the second one is amazing, I promise. Okay. I'll hold you to that, though. Lantern 2, Week 1 Update Summary. Hi, all. Following on from the meeting this morning, as well as speaking with each of you individually throughout the week, I've written below a summary of the work undergone on the probe thus far. Excuse me. Possible landing sites narrowed down to 2 locations. Both locations are positioned near to a geographical landmark of interest. The point of interest is a large shield rock formation. That was the LPSS operation. The huge range and altitude surrounding this landmark has resulted in it hosting 3 different biomes. This gives us the widest possible range of results for a single probe. Really good work, Juniper and Pistachio. The construction of the probe is progressing well. All core systems have been implemented, and the data collection array is being worked on as we speak. Whilst construction on the probe reaches its conclusion, your focus should shift towards preparation on your roles for the launch. It is vital that everyone knows their roles inside out, as we can't afford for anything to go wrong. Alaska Wolf 45, you done did it, you found the button. Thank you so much for following, and what is up? If you got any questions about anything going on, we're literally reading logs today, so, or at least this morning. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I am very happy with how we are progressing and have full confidence that we're going to make great strides with the Lantern 2. Canary. Orbital decay. Hi guys, once again this morning the Alabaster found itself leaning into a decaying orbit. This has happened several times now since the first incident. Just as before, the telemetry and navigation logs list no change. I've manually corrected our course once again, but it's beginning to get tiresome. We haven't been able to pinpoint a cause any of the previous times we were in this situation. Any bright ideas on what to do about this? I was thinking maybe Aubergine could set up some sort of macro to just automatically correct the orbit every so often. Is that crazy? Juniper. Certainly sounds doable. I'll pop by in a bit and we can talk it out. Aubergine. No. Whoa. Oh. I'm gonna go ahead and seek advice from Mission Control on this one. We should once again run through the standard maintenance procedures associated with issues like this, but I imagine, as with last time, that it likely won't... That sounded like an ape. Is that an ape? It is an ape. It is an ape. What's up, ape? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. We should once again run through the standard maintenance procedures associated with issues like this, but I imagine, as with last time, that it likely won't expose the problem. I've neither experienced nor heard of this happening before. Canary. It's not that much of a nuisance to keep correcting. Do we really have to tell Mission Control about this? I'm sure we can handle it ourselves. This isn't a joke, Juniper. I'm not risking people's lives. The captain is our first port of call for issues this severe from now on. Well, okay. Okay. Ominous pupper sounds fit in so well. Oh, really? So for curious, so we just have a few people who've come in here. I'm just letting you know. So we're playing this puzzle game. We're playing 2 games right now. Okay, in the evenings we play marbles on stream. We do a lot of casting, a lot of high energy stuff. We have a lot of fun as a community, just getting together, racing, and just like hanging out together. In the mornings we've been doing puzzle games, specifically this puzzle game, which is called Filament. We have completed a lot of the puzzles in the game, but we're getting towards the end, we're getting to like the really difficult puzzles, and I figure soon I'm gonna trigger an end of story event, an end of main storyline event. And before I do that, I wanna get context on like what's going on. So what we're doing is when you solve puzzles throughout the game, you get these little cards, and the cards have data on them about all the crew members. And it's giving us context to what happened on this ship. Like the ship is just out here, and we docked with it, and now here we are, like trying to figure out what's going on. So that's what we're doing right now. We are going through and reading a backlog of our entire game's worth of discovered data. So it's just reading today. It's just the sound of my voice for a while. So feel free to hang out if you like the sound of the voice, or if that's not your thing, no, it's not your thing. But that's what we're doing. Are we doing Marbs tonight? Tuesdays is a no-go. Tuesday night I have to have off. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday we are go-go. Wake me up before you go. What the hell? Did she have to chew me out like that on a thread that everyone can see? Jeez, she can be so cold. No, that was out of order. You know how she can be, though. She doesn't think about these things. I can bring you a tea if that would make you feel better. Yeah, thank you. Games night. Guys, this isn't a joke. It's games night tonight. I'm not risking any of you not turning up. Games night should be our first port of call for Saturdays from now on. Oh. This was a little unnecessary, Juniper. I know that you two don't get along as well as you could, but taking jabs at one another like this certainly doesn't do anything to help the situation. I think it would be best if the two of you talked out your differences over lunch today. I've thought about it, and all right, maybe you're right. Could you at least be there to mediate? I'll make you a sandwich, but you have to do all the talking. You drive a hard bargain, old man. Is that a yes? Sure. Great. I'll let Canary know you want to have a chat. So for those who may have missed context there, the idea here is Canary sent out the orbital decay thing, right? And then Canary was like, no, right? This isn't a joke. I'm not risking. And then Juniper sent back this. It's Games Night like sent back a thing that's kind of like playing with that exact same format, but just changed it. Pistachio. Over the last month, we become fast friends. We've shared a lot together and had a lot of fun, but you're starting to put our friendship at risk. I'm not sure I can keep going like this. I'm sorry, it's almost too much to handle. Look, what I'm trying to say is, if I find one more cute little origami crane in a place I specifically do not want origami cranes, I'm gonna flip my lid. Ooh, for a second there, I was getting nervous. Woo! You're a real ass. Yeah, there you go. You had me going for a second there. Look, I'm outside your door. Let me in so I can apologize in person. I hate you. If you pull on his head and tail, he flaps his wings. Hello all. I received news from the captain yesterday regarding the orbital decay. She's informed me that the issue stems from an inherent technical defect that is known to occur on this model of ship, and that in our current position, it's not feasible to repair. Her advice was to continue dealing with the issue as best we can, whilst also keeping a comprehensive log of each individual incident. Regards, Canary. Hey, that's good, I suppose. At least it's nothing imminently dangerous. Do you think you could maybe ask the captain for some more information on this inherent defect? After all, we have a great deal of very smart people on board this ship. I, for one, would certainly like to assess the unfeasibility of the repair myself. I can certainly ask. Canary. Congrats! Looks to me like you're off the hook. You can stop worrying so much now. That does seem to be the case. I was so sure she'd find something leading back to me. Have a little more faith in yourself, June. You're good at what you do. Thanks, M. Painkillers. Back to work. I'll catch you for Mars tomorrow. Sounds good, Ape. Sounds good. It'll be good to hang out. Yes, it does. And it certainly raises suspicion, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Tusk? Painkillers from Vermilion. Hey, are you currently in the med bay by any chance? I know it's near the end of the day, but if you're still around, could I drop by? Maybe get some painkillers? I'm not feeling so hot. Evening. Yes, I'm still at my desk, and you're very welcome to come by. I know I can't make you, but you really should take it a little easier after work. I'm telling you this both as a friend and as your well-being officer. It's concerning that you're drinking so much that a hangover would persist this far into the following evening. See you shortly, Vermilion. Hey, I'm not hungover. It's just a stomach ache, I'll have you know. It flared up earlier today and it's been getting worse since. Must be something I ate. I'll be there in a minute. June hits the juice. Are you awake? I know it's late, but you sent a message if things got worse. It feels like I'm being stabbed in the gut, and I've just thrown up in my bin. I stayed late to work on the bridge, but the pain is so bad that I'm not sure I can leave on my own. Rescue me? I'm awake. I'll be right up. Hold tight. Oh, morning all. I'm afraid I have some bad news to deliver. Juniper had to undergo surgery late last night due to a case of acute appendicitis. The surgery itself is fairly minor. Everything went smoothly and Juniper is doing just fine. We're lucky we caught it when we did. For the time being, she's going to have to spend some time recovering in the ward. It's hard to tell how long that might take, but it could be anywhere up to a week or so. I know that you're all busy this week preparing for the probe launch on Monday, but I would appreciate it if you could be understanding of Juniper's absence on that front for the time being. Vermilion. Can we come and see her? She's still sleeping, so it might be best to give it a few hours. June, I'm so sorry. I turned in early last night. I had no idea. I came by this morning, but you were still resting. I hope you're okay. Don't sweat it. I'm doing fine. I'm up now, though, so feel free to come and visit whenever. Oh, and if you do, a warm beverage wouldn't go amiss. Great. I'll come by ASAP. Can't Vermilion just get you the drink, though? I might be a while. No, it has to be you. Why? I wanted a hot chocolate, but Vermilion said no. It has to be you. You'll get a crane and you'll like it. Damn it. Movies tonight? Want to watch some films this evening? Maybe play some games? I know there were a couple you had in mind. Let's look at the time that passed here. Oh, no, same thing. As nice as that sounds, I have to stay in the med bay at least one more night. Vermilion's orders. Oh, I already asked him about it. He said he'd let me bring everything into the ward, provided I clean it all up at some point, of course. Well, that sounds amazing. It means a lot, Pistachio. Thank you. Awesome. I'll start bringing stuff up after work. That's what that room is. That's what that room is, where we went in there and Juniper was talking to us and saying, you know, I spent so much time in this room. That was the room. Hi all, I know there's been some talk recently about getting to the bottom of the defect brought to light by the captain. I'd like to take this opportunity to stamp out any further investigation on that front. I've inquired with the captain. She has made it clear that it's a classified issue that we should no longer chase up. Canary. Things are coming in. This weekend, afternoon all, I just wanted to remind you all that we will be working through this weekend in order to hit our probe launch date of Monday SA42. To compensate for this, you will all be able to take Tuesday and Wednesday, 43 and 44 respectively, off as personal days. Regards, Canary. Vegetation extravaganza. Want to spend 2 whole days only watching movies and playing games on Tuesday, Wednesday? It's like you read my mind. I actually just eavesdropped on you talking to Marmalade. Less impressive. The day has come. Hey June, guess what day it is? It's a Saturday, Em. You have a calendar, you know this. True, but aren't you forgetting something? I feel like something has been brewing between us, June. I've been bottling up my emotions all day, and now they're refrigerated in the break room. No way. Oh oh I'm on my way down. Wait, that was a day after they had to, I mean, they're okay, anyway. Stay in the med bay, take care of yourself. Nope, beer. Good evening. As you're all aware, the long-awaited probe launch is scheduled for tomorrow morning. We've been hard at work on this project for the last few weeks, and I would greatly appreciate it if you could all make sure you're well-rested and in top form. A second chance could be hard to come by, so we need to ensure as best we can that everything goes smoothly. I want to see everyone in the bridge at 0830 for the initial briefing before we each head off for our individual checks. See you tomorrow. Canary. Morning all, it's now 8:30 and not all of you are here. I'd hope that I stressed the importance of this mission in my email last night. Could those of you who are not present please make it a priority to get to this briefing? I won't hesitate to come and find you myself if the need arises. Don't fret, we're on our way up with coffee for everyone. Vermilion. Afternoon. As you all know, the probe mission today did not go to plan. It's hard to tell where the issue was rooted, but hopefully a more in-depth investigation can get to the bottom of it. Either way, it's safe to assume that we will not be able to recover the probe. Although this aspect of the mission has been a failure, I don't want the outcome of this launch to overshadow the hard work and hours spent on the probe. You should all be proud of what was accomplished. Take a few well-deserved days off, then we'll regroup on Thursday for a new briefing. Regards, Canary. Good work, everyone. We'll have better luck next time, I bet. Well done, all. Sorry, I could only contribute beverages. Hey, June. What happened today wasn't your fault. There was nothing you could have done about it. I would hate to think you were beating yourself up over something you had no control over. M. It crashed, didn't it? Sure sounds like my fault, given that I was piloting the damn thing. I mean, probably crashed, but we don't know for sure, and that's the problem. You can't pilot something if you have no idea where it is. It was an issue with the construction, not you. I just feel like I've wasted everyone's hard work. No one thinks that, June, I promise. Rest easy. We'll nail it next time, I'm sure. Want to start the mega movie marathon a night early? Nah, I think I just need to take a night to myself. Sorry. That's all right. You know where to find me if you change your mind, though. Thanks, Pistachio. No worries. You take it easy, June. You've had a rough week. What do you want to watch? You get first pick. Are you in the mez already? Yeah, obviously, it's movie marathon time. Well, I'm going to cook some breakfast first. I have a craving for a bacon and egg sandwich. I'll be up in a bit. Ooh. You want one, don't you? No. All right, I'll bring you up one too. New probe briefing. Evening all, could I please see you all at 8:30 tomorrow for a briefing on how the captain wants us to move forward with the new probe? As you only have a 3-day week, I expect you to be on time and in good spirits. Canary. Can I be late if I bring coffee again? No, you can be on time and bring coffee again. That's the right captain answer. Sorry, that is the right, yep. Hey, M, you said earlier you might want to join us for a film this evening. I think you had something from Earth in mind. We've just finished up a movie, so now's the time if you're still interested. Oh yeah, for sure. I have a couple of tapes I can bring up. They're a little corny, but I think you'll like them. Awesome, just as long as you don't talk through the whole thing. I hate people that do that. Ambient radiation levels. Morning all. I feel it's necessary to inform you all of a development in my planetary analysis that could potentially impact your jobs and well-being. Over the last few days, there's been a sharp and significant increase in the amount of radiation being emitted by Arnold 475M. The cause of this is currently a mystery, as are the specifics of any potential repercussions. At the time of writing this, the readings have leveled out, but remain at a new higher constant than before. While I wouldn't worry about it for the time being, there is a chance that this increase in ambient radiation could cause problems for certain systems on board the Alabaster, as well as pose a potential health risk for crew members. Rest assured that I will be monitoring this situation closely. Canary. Not exactly my area of expertise, but is it possible that something else in the system, or even further out, could be responsible? It seems strange to me that a planet could spike in radiation like that. Could it be something geological? Do planets normally give off radiation? It's definitely Arnold 475M. I've ruled out interference from other sources. It could be something geological, I suppose, though I couldn't say what. We can expect a planet with an atmosphere this close to a star to give off a moderate level of long-wave radiation. Canary. Do you think we'll all turn into zombies, like in that film the other day? Ooh, or maybe we'll get superpowers? I hope it's superpowers. Ugh, Pistachio, don't even joke. Radiation weirds me out. Like, now I know it's there, I can almost feel it going through me, you know? Makes me feel itchy and stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, June. I wouldn't have said anything if I had known that you were completely crazy. Please listen. Morning all. I haven't slept. At all. I spent all night reviewing the Alabaster's external camera footage with Aubergine. None of you are going to like what we found. Late yesterday evening, I was in the living room sketching Arnold. I was staring directly at the planet when it flashed at me, as though a wave of light had just passed through the whole thing. It was weird and colorful, and it displaced parts of it. I thought I was losing my mind. I almost went straight to Vermilion in case I was having a stroke or something. I couldn't move though because it felt so familiar. Then it hit me. My fireplace. My damn fireplace has been doing the exact same thing. The same ripple. The same color and light. I got Aubergine to pull up the tapes from the exterior cameras, and there it was. Clear as day. It's happened more than once. It's happened a lot. Arnold 475M isn't a planet. It's a colossal hologram. I would have preferred you came to me privately about this first, Marmalade. I would like to call an emergency meeting. Living room, 10 minutes. Canary. Afternoon all. I spoke with Swan. I have some bad news. We will not be leaving the system. Instead, we will remain in orbit around Arnold 475M and change our mission statement to one of observation and study. TFC wants us to learn more about this structure. We'll have a briefing tomorrow at 900 sharp with Swan. Please do not be late. Canary. Are you joking? We can't stay here next to that thing. I have to agree with Juniper. This isn't right. Swan made herself very clear. We're to stay where we are. This is bullshit. What do any of us know about this kind of thing? If they want surveyed so badly, they can send another crew who are qualified to do so. I empathize with your frustration, but this is how it is. I suggest you air your grievances with Swan tomorrow. Uh-oh. Are you seeing this? I am. Are you okay with it? No, I'm not. Look, meet me in the mezz and I'll bring us up some hot chocolate. We can play pocketbook wrestlers. We were stuck on that level, remember? I think I know how to beat it now. Yeah? I'll be up in a bit. Hi all. I know things got a little heated this morning, but I'd like to thank all of you for remaining as composed as you did considering the circumstances. Whilst our goal is now different, it shouldn't impact anyone's day-to-day too much besides my own. We should have a formal meeting on whether another probe is indeed a good idea. I'm concerned that if this thing is manned or has any kind of reactionary AI on board, it might think we're hostile if we start throwing metal objects at it. I understand that morale is a little low, but please keep up the good work. Canary. We can make the most of this. Who knows, maybe we'll even get a pay raise. Ah, now there's an idea. I want to get out of here, Pistachio. Having that thing so close to us this whole time creeps me out. I want to be back on the firmament. Maybe even visit Earth? You'd come with me, right? Me too, June. Yeah, I'd come with you. Vermilion wants to go back too. We can make a thing of it. I'd like that. What are you up to? Pretending to work. You? Pruning a few things? Want to take a coffee break? Yeah. Morning. I know this isn't what any of you want to hear right now, but once again, we've had a sharp increase in the radiation levels being emitted by Arnold. I have been hopeful that the first instance was a singular event, since the levels were very slowly but surely dropping after initially leveling out. This new spike has pushed our ambient readings far beyond where they were before. Given what we now know about Arnold, this is obviously concerning. Despite this, I want everyone to keep a cool head. I'll contact Swan again and ask her to advise us on the situation. Excuse me. And what exactly do you think she's going to do for us? Tell us to sit tight? Not worry about it? Probably, yes. What else do you want me to do? She's our captain. We answer to her. This is bad news indeed. I would like to speak with everyone at lunch so that we can discuss this properly. I'm done. I'm spending my day with you. We're going to hang out and plant flowers or prune trees or something. Got any chill work like that? Do you not have anything to do? Ship isn't moving anytime soon, is it? No, I guess not. Cool. I'm all yours. It's been nice having you in my lab these last few days, June. Look, neither of us really have anything to do today. Why don't just bunk off? Canary is so busy she probably won't even notice. Besides, working weekends is garbage. That sounds perfect. Can we hang out in your room? The mezz is a little conspicuous. Yeah, absolutely. I'll go smuggle some snacks and stuff in a minute. Amazing. Video game pillow fort hideout? You read my mind. Sounds good. I know it's very early, and I'm sorry if this wakes any of you, but I wanted to share some good news. Arnold's high radiation output has stopped entirely. If anything, it's less than when we arrived. I have no idea what caused this, but the readings peaked and then dropped like a stone. Thought my instruments were malfunctioning, but no, we're radiation free for the time being. I can't find Pistachio. She's not responding to my messages either. When did you last see her? Last night in my room before she went to bed. I've skimmed through the ship already. This isn't like her. I think something is seriously wrong. Everyone in the living room, now. If she's hurt, we need to find her quickly. Oh shit. There's no way she's up here. We've searched every inch. We're almost done with the bottom floor, but it's not looking good. I think I found her hands. What? Where are you? She's in Pistachio's room. She's throwing up. I think she's in shock. On my way. What the fuck? I think I found her hands. Aubergine and I spent the day getting the Alabaster ready for travel. It's late now, but we're prepped to leave in the morning if we're all feeling up to it. Thank you both. Don't mention I want to see the back of this place. We all do. That's 2 days after that discovery. Limb mods, right. But why? I'm locked out of everything. Every major system on the Alabaster. The entire damn bridge is sealed off physically. Physically? Yep, doors are shut tight. What about everything else? Unresponsive, inoperable, inaccessible. Take your pick. And this is happening how? Swan. In the case of an emergency, she can remotely access the Alabaster. I suppose a mutiny qualifies as an emergency. I had no idea it would extend to locking doors and overriding core systems. So what, she's just gonna keep us here? That is what she wanted. Great. Juniper, I know that this is difficult, but please don't shut yourself away from us like this. We're here for you. We're here to support you. We all miss her, June. You don't have to face this alone. Oh, shit. I'm here if you need me. I came by earlier, but your door was closed and, well, you know. If you need some company, just stop by my room in the evening sometime. There's a fire and the last few bottles of space drink. No pressure, but the offer is there. Since last week, I've been monitoring Arnold closely. I figured that if there was a chance of another incident, we would want a heads up. This morning, the high radiation levels started to resurface. If we were correct in assuming that the radiation buildup and falloff was in fact a precursor to Pistachio's disappearance, then we might want to start worrying right about now. No need to panic. Aubergine and I have been working on something. If everything goes to plan this afternoon, we should be good to leave tomorrow. Spend this evening packing and get a decent amount of rest. I'll give you the details in the morning. That's amazing news. Packing, though? Yeah. Unfortunately, we're going to have to use the escape pods. They're a little cramped, but they have cryosleep pods and plenty of supplies. It'll also take us a little longer to get home than it did to get here, but hey, it beats hanging around this place, right? Alright, everyone. This is it. Aubergine and I have managed to get ourselves into the escape pod bay. As far as we can tell, everything is in ship shape and ready to go. Let's all meet in the living room. We can go over the plan and make sure we haven't forgotten anything. Then all we have to do is load up the luggage. Yeah, so they all of them had different augmentations. Legs, eyes, you know, kind of like Ghost in the Shell, like all of them seem to have like these augmentations that, you know, so it's not uncommon. It's not like Pistachio was the only one. This is day 62, same day. Hey, June. The others are busy wrapping up a few things. I was wondering if you wanted to help me take some of this luggage down to the pods. Start without me. I'll be out in a minute. You're a monster. I didn't mean to hurt him, I swear. Hurt him? He's dead. You killed him. Given the extent of Swan's influence over the ship, as well as her uncanny timing, it's not unreasonable to assume that she has access to all of our internal communications, too. We should stop using them immediately. Swan, if you're reading this, you've taken a dear friend from us. I hope that someday you have to answer for what you've done here. So they're referring there to either vermilion or marmalade, and Swan had done something with the ship. Like what? Destroyed the escape pods? I know the escape pods were... like there was some kind of an explosion or some kind of a stop. Well, now to Juniper's logs. And guess what? There's no... we have to have like a week's worth of reading streams. Can we just go back to the emails about roast meat and roast meat and gravy? Maybe. Okay, so now we're gonna go through Juniper's logs. We've arrived. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey Juniper, you've arrived at numerous destinations across many missions, and not once have you written a log to celebrate your arrival. Don't you normally have a strong drink and fall asleep to the sound of music? You're right, and I still plan to do that. But our well-being officer seems to think it would be beneficial to us if we make a habit of writing about our activities and feelings for our, you know, well-being. And you know me, I'm nothing if not a stickler for the rules. So the question is, how am I feeling? It's a tricky one. Contempt, maybe? I kid. I like vermilion. Dying for a drink, definitely. A lack of motivation to finish the well-being status, well. It's impressive, really, that Canary managed to get all this way on her broomstick. I wonder if she brought any poison apples. I would go as far as to say that Canary is potentially having a negative effect on my well-being. Is there something you could do about this, Vermilion? I assume you're reading this? Otherwise, what's the point? I do have a plan for Canary. Would you like to hear? Okay, here goes. We kill her. No? Okay. Maybe you could just have a polite little conversation with her? Cool. Cheers, Vermilion. Well-being status equals well plus pistachio over Canary squared. 2 words. First word, 1 syllable. Gestures playing a second word, 1 syllable. Gestures sleeping at, yes, that's right, games night. All right, that didn't work as well as I thought it would. I just thought I'd get some practice in. Not that we will be playing charades. After a quick warm-up round of indigestion, we'll be straight in with Smash Muddle Scrub. I want to let you in on a little secret. I stacked the deck. Canary is going to draw 3 pressure cards. I can't wait to see her face. She's been on my back recently, and this will teach her. Do I sound crazy? No. No, I need this. I've been feeling a little cooped up, so this should take my mind off things a bit. Silly, really. I've been aboard vessels like this most of my adult life. Well-being status equals cabin fever-fueled vengeance. My well-being took a hit today, although that is to be expected when your friend nearly perishes in the empty vacuum of space. Canary can bite me. Well-being status equals not dead. This week was a good week for my well-being. So good, in fact, that I am naming this week to commemorate such a vivid increase in my well-being. I'm calling it Well-Being Week. Genius, right? You probably want some insight into what happened this week. Well, not just you. Everyone will need to know. This is a future national holiday we're sitting on here. It began with Marmalade's birthday party. He didn't know a thing about it. Everyone got involved, and even Canary spent a hot minute thinking about something that wasn't research protocol. She even made a cake. It was delicious. Coffee cake has never really been my thing, but my God, it was so good. We drank, ate, joked. I can honestly say that it was hands down the best party for miles and miles around. Then to top off the week, Sable is pregnant. This is good news on 2 fronts. Firstly, 4 new adorable fluff balls to keep me company. The alabaster is a little light on the companion front, so more options can't hurt. Secondly, since the news, a large vein has appeared on Canary's forehead. Not large, huge. I'm sure it's a vein of joy. This kind of thing couldn't possibly be stress-related, right? What can I say? Seeing others experience joy is something I find joyful. That's just me, selfless little Juniper. Well-being status equals cat fever, cake, and the vein who dared to dream. Canary, in her infinite wisdom, has chosen to pair myself and Pistachio up for the work on this new probe we're doing. I'm sure this has nothing to do with our coincidentally complementary professions. Little does she know that this will mark the beginning of the uprising, or a sharp fall in productivity. It's too early to tell. No, uprising. Definitely uprising. The voice of the people must be heard. Pistachio has informed me that plants also have a voice which must be heard. No longer will any man, woman, or plant be subject to the oppressive rule of one mid-level TFC science officer. We want to play board games without our supervisor yelling at us. We want to be able to give our toes the freedom that only walking around barefoot can provide, without prejudice or ridicule. We want the mythical third flavor of calorie paste. These are our demands. Well-being status, Vox Populi, voice of the plants, a lack of knowledge of the dead, earth language, Latin. Vermilion was working with us today. It turns out it takes almost as little to make him goof off as it does Pistachio and myself. We got caught up talking about his life back on Earth. That man has lived. Some of the stories from his 20s? Wow. Wouldn't be caught dead doing some of that. He also told us about his wife. I couldn't help but well up a little bit about it. I don't think anyone saw, though. I did a pretty good job drawing attention away from that with some incredibly well-timed sneezing fits. I've had to put the uprising on hold. I know, I'm bummed about it too. I was pressured into this decision, pressured into it by 4 gorgeous fluff balls. They're so soft. I have to go. I don't have long until the little guy realizes there's a life of freedom beyond my tight yet affectionate grasp. Well-being status, fluff in mouth, but somehow still happy. It seems as though I've successfully established games night as a weekly event. God knows how I managed that after the disaster that was the first. This concludes the jovial portion of this log. I have something serious to discuss, something of the utmost importance regarding my personal well-being. Aubergine has won for 2 consecutive weeks now. This has to stop. Hell, I'd even be cool with Canary winning. How does he do it? Did he come out of the womb playing Smash Metal Scrub? It's not fair to me, all that metal. He can't be sure if we entered this world in a conventional manner. Maybe he was grown in a vat, and then someone slipped and dropped the game in the vat. Yes, it's all starting to make sense now. So Aubergine is heavily augmented, as we're seeing. I'll pass on what I've learned to Pistachio. Maybe she'll know what to do. Well-being status. I have the precursor to a ruse tingles. Hell, I'd even be cool with Canary winning. Did I do that? Do the words in these logs possess some sort of greater power? Does what I write come true? I should be a little more careful with what I write. All right, let me think. This is a big decision. I don't know how many of these statements I've got before the power is gone. All right, I've got it. I can really go for a proper beer right now. Not that TFC crap. A nice, fresh, artisan lager. Now, if I could have a beer like that, well, that would really be something, wouldn't it? Well-being status, awaiting confirmation of higher power. Why have I been forsaken? Well-being status, forsaken. I'm on the up, but it's the probe launch tomorrow, and I'm really not feeling it. It was games night yesterday, and I wasn't really feeling that either. That should give you an idea of the severity of my unfeeling. I don't think anyone will want to delay, and I don't really either. It's just like it. I just like it done. Unfeeling status, math error, number too large. Well, that went poorly, didn't it? I lost control of the probe. I've never done that same flight path hundreds of times, never had any problems before. I've done that same flight path hundreds of times, never had any problems before. I just couldn't slow the thing down. As the pilot on board, it doesn't feel great that the probe we've been working on for the last few weeks crashed into the planet it was meant to land on. I don't know exactly where we go from here. This has not been my week, has it? Appendicitis and then the probe crash. Well-being status, an appendix lighter. I've been thinking about the probe some more, and I have a theory. Pistachio did it. I know, bear with me. So, Pistachio's job on the mission was to choose a landing site that would provide a wide range of samples for us to study, right? Now, this has to be confirmed a couple weeks ago now, so we could finalize navigation and the probe's route and whatnot. So since then, Pistachio has had it pretty chill. Plenty of time for her to tend to her plants and fold origami cranes. Her job really would kick back in after the probe lands to ensure it got the samples we needed, as well as recording any flora and fauna observations down there. But what if the probe crashed? Then she would have to wait until a second probe landed before she really had any work to do, and we now know that the probe did crash. Awfully convenient, don't you think? I'm going to confront her now. She's on her way back up to the mez. I think I hear her. Oh, here she is. Stay tuned, loyal readers. I'm willing to accept that I may have been wrong about this one. Well-being status, dull pain in stomach from swift, sustained blow. After Pistachio punched me in the stomach, we continued our mega movie marathon. She felt bad about punching me, so it was my choice on the film. Who are we kidding? It was always going to be Soup County. Soup County? It was terrible. I had heard that it was terrible. Pistachio needed some sort of punishment for hitting me though, right? Well-being status, recovering from the effects of Soup County. I could really go for a proper beer right now. Not that TFC, etc., etc. Marmalade's beer is done. I tried some today and it was fantastic. I don't know how he managed it with what he had to hand. But wow, I guess what you hear is true. My logs do possess some sort of magic power. Well-being status, thick body, crisp, citrusy undertones. Things are getting a little insane up here aboard the Alabaster. We learned yesterday that the planet we're orbiting is a hologram, not actually a planet. Is there something inside it? Who knows? I don't like it either way. We had a meeting with Swan this morning where she confirmed that not only will we be remaining here, but that staring at this thing in case it does anything shifty is now our collective job. She's a real piece of work. I don't really know what to make of all this. Canary is clearly on edge as she's so good at concealing her emotions, I can't help but feel worried. Well-being status? Holographic. I'm scared. I can admit that much. This business with the radiation is getting out of hand. I'm worried it's becoming unsafe. It doesn't bode well if that thing is a ship or a structure or whatever. I joked with Marmalade that we could just leave, become outlaws. Maybe we weren't joking, though. Well, if Swan wants us to hang around in an unquestionably dangerous environment, I'm gonna do it on my terms. Well-being status, apprentice botanist. That's when she was hanging out in the lab with Pistachio. Well-being status, alone. Oh, so we could read them week by week. That's a neat idea. Let's do that. Let's try that with Vermilion. So we'll go week 1, messages week 1. And then we'll go logs week 1. And we'll just work through that way. Loyal operative. Filament Corporation is excited to inform you, so you are a crew member. You can read, say, well-being officer, red Vermilion. Important to remember, all your shenagle bagels are gonna be bageled. Alert system, you just arrived. We're gonna do days, it's gonna be super great. Sequentially looping, 7, you get it. The day has come, my name is Swan, been assigned, I am the Swan. Marmalade. Yo, you need to do the thing. So we are from Vermilion's perspective. We all just woken up. I could think of worse things than breakfast to be obligated to attend. Marmalade responds, there's no better first impression than an invitation of breakfast. Marmalade aboard the Alabaster circa 1983. That was, quite frankly, the best breakfast I've ever had. Thank you so much, I owe you one. Just so I let you all know, you can do the augmentation stuff. This is Marmalade saying, hey, things didn't quite go according to plan. Hi, Vermilion is a possible side effect. This is them saying, Juniper saying, okay, so Juniper says, hey, is it true that Krasley makes people an asshole? And then Vermilion's like, bake a cake. It'll make everyone feel better. Research. Afternoon, Canary. I'm heading downstairs shortly to make everyone tea and coffee. Did you want anything? Afternoon, Vermilion. A chamomile tea would be perfect. Thank you. Hello there. Thank you for holding your maintenance request while I worked. Marmalade saying I can now do maintenance requests. Canary reminding everybody about workplace etiquette. Pistachio saying I'm not sure what's going on with Sable the cat. We know that she's pregnant. Mandatory briefing on research protocol and updating the OS. These are all things that we have already. Actually, can I go, once I get down to the bottom, probably faster to do this. Go to the entry 1 log. We arrived at our destination planet today. Arnold, they call it. It's been a long journey, but we're all in good spirits and health. I cooked everyone breakfast. It was a full English. Not that anyone aboard knew what that meant. I also did some asparagus with boiled eggs on the side. They didn't prove too inviting for the rest of the crew, but that doesn't matter. I did them for me. They were Abigail's favorite. How could I start today with anything else? Health evaluations are well underway. After all the traveling I did to get here, it's nice to get back to being a doctor. A little different to how things were on Earth, though, I admit. It's been a lonely few years, so I'm looking forward to getting to know this lot. It's early days, but I like them. Particularly Juniper. She'll keep me on my toes, I think. You know what I miss? The ocean. The sound of it. When you spend decades with something like that in your backyard, it's easy to take it for granted. It can take the absence of a thing for you to realize its importance to you. I've only been here a few days, but the silence is striking. I'm glad I brought a small piece of it with me. Week 2 messages. Where is Sable? We found Sable. Games night. Oh, we haven't read this message yet. Hey! So Saturday night, I'm hosting the first ever, hopefully, weekly Alabaster Games Night. And my God, it's a good one. We'll be kicking off this beloved weekly tradition with a couple of my favorite board games. So we can... How do we actually get this to work? I'm just gonna keep going. We'll be kicking off this beloved weekly tradition with a couple of my favorite board games. Indigestion replacing that excess stomach acid with excess fun. Smash Muddle Scrub needs no introduction. Not a living soul doesn't know and love Smash Muddle Scrub. I can further super minute Marmalade, even the Earthlings know it. See, Saturday Marmalade has kindly put some lovely posters around the ship to remind you all. Hello, Vermilion. I could use your help. I've just become aware of a blind spot I possess, one which could cause issues in the future. I don't know how to play Smash Muddle Scrub. I can't say that I had many opportunities to play board games growing up. I just saw that we're having a games night, and I'd like to join in to try and improve crew relations. Do you think you could prepare a small presentation demonstrating the rules? Obviously, it goes without saying that you should not mention this to the rest of the crew. Wait, Canary doesn't know how to play? It's kind of weird. We all have blind spots, Canary. It would be my pleasure to help you out. In order to keep this between the two of us, I should just meet early in the morning before everyone wakes up to begin the workday. How does that sound? As for now, do not approach the north-facing Golden Retriever. You can understand this reference after a couple of sessions. Do not approach the north-facing Golden Retriever. So, I think I've saved myself, thank goodness. I think I saved myself, but barely. So I read something about, hey, the voice of Juniper, and then I'm like, that sounds spicy. So we're just gonna get rid of that. If I need to unban, somebody let me know, because I wasn't reading the rest of the messages, just in case. Although I'd report to Twitch for the trolling. Oh, I don't care. Smongo, I'll give you mod just so you can, if something like that happens again, for the puzzling. Okay. And I'm not looking at it. Okay, onward. I could use your help, Aubergine. Morning, Aubergine. Am I right in thinking that the security cameras around the Alabaster are under your jurisdiction? Yeah, that's correct. Why? Is one of them out? No, I was just wondering if they really have to follow us around like that. It's very unsettling. Are under your jurisdiction. Yeah, that's correct. Why is one of them out? They do, I'm afraid. They're standard issue TFC cameras, same ones as on the Firmament. The motion tracking is built in. I suppose I could disable it, but I would probably get into trouble. Don't worry about it then. I haven't spent much time there myself. I'll try to get used to them. They are creepy. They are creepy, that's for sure. Hi, Vermilion. I'm cooking you breakfast tomorrow. This is non-negotiable. See you in the morning. I know a man in despair. When I see one, I'll be there. Please don't mention it to anyone, but I'm getting a little nervous about the spacewalk in a couple of days. I don't suppose you have anything that might help calm me down. It's just been such a long time since I've done one, and the communication difficulties complicate things even more. How about a stiff drink? I kid, of course. Whilst I have plenty of anti-anxiety treatments at my disposal, to tell you the truth, I don't think it's a good idea to take them in this situation. Often the most underrated form of treatment, especially in this day and age, is to talk things out. How about we get together with Juniper and discuss what's making you nervous? Let's see if we can come up with some ways to help your nerves whilst you're out there. Vermilion. P.S. If that doesn't appeal to you, a stiff drink is still an option. I'm sure none of you need reminding. In fact, I imagine none of you have been able to think of anything else. It's games night. Games going to begin at 20, that's right. Pump for it. All right. Then we go to the log. We're having a games night this week. I wish I'd come up with that. It seems like a great well-being activity. Canary actually reached out to me about it as she doesn't know the rules of Smash Metal Scrub. I'm going to do her the courtesy of not being judgmental about this cavernous gap in her knowledge. I'm glad she came to me, to be honest. She's proud, although maybe a little overwhelmed by her first managerial position. I think she can come across as a bit too by the book for some of the other crew members. She'll get there. She's a great fit. Who knew Canary was so competitive? Almost to a detriment. She'll be a little embarrassed this morning, I'd imagine. That's all in the beauty of the game. Who could have predicted that she would get 3 pressure cards in a row? Certainly a dire situation to find yourself in during your first ever game of SMS. It'll do her good, though. This is how people bond. I just had a lovely breakfast with marmalade. He made pancakes. Simple, but who could complain? It's interesting how pancakes seem to have remained largely unaltered throughout the colonies, constant through time and space. I never hid my disinterest of the colonies when I lived back on Earth. That's something I regret. I'm sure that each one is a vibrant world in its own way. We spoke at length about where we are both from. Marmalade was actually born on Earth, although he didn't stay for very long. I told him a little bit about home, about Abigail. It was nice. He's a good man. Marmalade had a pretty bad incident today during the spacewalk. I'm still not sure on the exact order of events. Fortunately, it happened on their way back to the airlock. Juniper, from what I hear, was cool as a cucumber. She made a real difference today. Physically, I didn't have much to do to him. His hands took the brunt of the damage and they're both augmented, so there was only so much I could do to help in that regard. My biggest concern is the effect the incident has had on his mental state. I'm going to keep him up here for at least a day or two so I can keep an eye on him. After the trouble with the spacewalk, I've decided I'm going to cook everyone a roast. Nothing aids recovery from a stressful event quite like a good meal, at least in my experience. I couldn't possibly claim to be half the chef that Abigail was. She really cooked with her heart, but maybe I can capture a fragment of that. I guess we'll see. We're not step with bro here. I mean, yeah, what can you do? What can you do? Some people's kids. What time is it? 11:30? So we're getting close-ish. Hey, Vermilion, I've got something for you as a thank you for the roast. Swing by Botany whenever you're free to pick it up. Ooh. Once again, you blow me away with your delicious cooking. Haven't had a roast like that since I was a kid. Your wife would be proud. I guess I owe you another meal. Thank you for the kind words, Marmalade. Hello, Aubergine. I've been receiving your very punctual exercise data every day for nearly 2 weeks now, and I'm beginning to get a little concerned with some of the numbers involved. It looks a lot like the workouts you've been doing are barely putting a strain on your fitness at all, as I see a very minimal fluctuation in your heart rate during these sessions. This could indicate that you're either incredibly fit or that your sessions are particularly moderate. What do you do in a typical session, if you don't mind me asking? Vermilion. Morning, Vermilion. I usually just cycle for the 2 hours. Is this okay? You said that you were flexible about what we chose to do. Ah, well, we might have found our problem. It would be worth us meeting at some point this week to discuss a more beneficial exercise plan for you. Vermilion. I'm not sure I follow. Aubergine, you can't cycle for 2 hours with augmented legs and then claim to have done any kind of meaningful exercise. Ha! I just learned that it's Marmalade's birthday on Saturday. I thought that maybe we could throw him a party. I really love the roast you did, and I don't know if he mentioned it to you at the dinner, but Marmalade was actually born on Earth. I thought we could throw him an Earth-themed party. What do you think? In light of recent events, this sounds like a wonderful idea. We can have a chat about it at lunch and then let the others know what the plan is. Pistachios for you, that's Marmalade's birthday on Saturday, so we're going to throw him a little surprise party. Okay, that's awesome. Can't wait. Bartender, what a lovely idea. Yep, we read all that. I finished making the bunting. It's ready to be hung on Saturday. What other decorations would you have at an Earth party? Pistachio. You know, now I think about it, I might have seen a few packets of balloons lying around in a box in the storage room the last time I was in there. I believe they're meant for a sort of mission complete celebration, but I think we would be forgiven for using them now. A few packets of what now? I'll dig them out after work. You're gonna love them. Okay, Canary saying, hey, everything's ready. Today was great, had fun. Pistachio. Morning, Vermilion. I know it's not exactly your area, but Sable's gotten a lot worse recently and it's beginning to really worry me. She can't seem to keep her food down in the morning. She's sleeping a lot more than usual and none of it seems to be letting up. I can't shake the feeling that it's something serious. I know that the surgical unit is really only meant for human patients, but is there any chance we could just put Sable in it anyway? How different are cats and people really, right? At least think on it. Hi, Pistachio. I'll speak with Aubergine and see if we can make some adjustments to the unit that would make the whole process safer and more reliable and provide an accurate diagnostic for a cat. It also goes without saying that I'm doing this only under the condition that you agree to remove all cat hair from the equipment after the tests. I'm not sure how cat DNA would alter future human scans, but I'm certain that I wouldn't want to report those results to HQ. No hairballs. Got it. Should we be keeping track of who has what augmentation? Probably. Aubergine is legs. Pistachio is arms. Vermilion is eyes, or Marmalade is eyes? I can't remember. I require your assistance with the patch of the medbay surgical unit. Pistachio is still worried about Sable, so I'm going to scan her in the medbay to see if we can figure what's going on. If you have any free time today, would you be able to swing by and give me a hand? I know it would mean a lot to Pistachio. Thanks, Vermilion. Hi, Vermilion. I have a couple of hours free this afternoon. I'd be more than happy to help you out. Doesn't sound like it will be too tricky. I'll be by later. Much appreciated. Me again. I've had a quick chat with Aubergine. He's going to do some software tweaks to the medbay this afternoon. Doesn't seem to think it'll be too tricky, so we can probably do a full scan of Sable this evening. Bring her by, shall we say 2000? Thank you so much. We'll be there at 2000. Scan Sable. Okay, and there. And pregnant. Pregnant kitty. Let's go to the logs. The roast went down well. It's nice to sit down and share a proper meal and some good conversation. Everyone's always busy doing their own thing, so it's nice to have a bit of dedicated time with all of us together. It's Marmalade's birthday on Saturday. He kept that quiet at our breakfast. I'm curious as to why he doesn't want to openly share it. Who knows, maybe he's modest, maybe not. But you know what they say, public embarrassment in front of one's peers always finds a way, and this way was found through the relentlessly endearing Pistachio. The two of us are going to sort out decorations and food. I think Canary might be baking a cake too. It should be something to behold. I'm scanning a cat in the medical bay later today. No one even raised the question of whether or not I'm well versed on the inner workings of a cat. Perhaps they don't have vets on the colonies and doctors just do it all. Fortunately, the equipment on board is more than advanced enough to get by. After a little software patch from Aubergine, to be frank, this technology is more advanced than I ever imagined. It really raises the question of whether or not we even needed a doctor here in the first place. My other well-being responsibilities could probably be done by some machine. I guess maybe people trust a person over a machine? I certainly would. I'm from another world, though. So my first dive into feline healthcare led us all down an unexpected road. Sable is pregnant! Most cats in space reproduce in some mysterious asexual way that I'm unaware of. Sable either arrived here pregnant or there's another cat somewhere on this ship. Confident it's the former, although Pistachio is optimistic it could be the latter. I'm left wondering how often this kind of thing happens. I would have thought that Filicorp research vessels would try to minimize these sort of mishaps, although I don't have a particularly large sample size of interstellar journeys to pull from. Anyway, whilst I am vehemently a dog person, I'm quite looking forward to having more cats around. The more the merrier, right? I'm just waiting for the final test results to get an ETA on their arrival. Oh damn, it's next week. Probe briefing. I'll be doing a briefing at 30 for the crewmates with regards to the construction of the probe. We plan on dispatching to Arnold 475M. As you don't hold a research or engineering position on the vessel, this meeting is not mandatory for you. That said, you're welcome to attend if it pleases you. Evening! If everyone else is going to be there, I'll come too. Feel too much like missing out otherwise. See you in the morning. I don't know what it was that you were listening to yesterday, but I have not been able to get it out of my head. I've been humming it all morning. What have you done to me? That is both the curse and joy of music. On Earth, we called it an earworm. And there's only one way to cure an earworm. Fortunately, I possess everything needed up here in the medbay. Hi, Vermilion. Canary mentioned in my mission briefing that you offered to help Juniper and myself with the search for a suitable landing site. Do you fancy helping us out this afternoon? We would sure appreciate the company. Sounds swell. I'll be there. Hi, Juniper. I have some tablets for you to take. Your sneezing earlier got me thinking that you might have an acute, yes, the hay fever. As we now know, though, that the sneezing was unrelated and just a ruse. These logs are getting quite repetitive. Correct. Full context, I guess, or something. It seems that even at the very boundary of the known universe, life has indeed found a way. We know that. There's certainly, I am trying to skip the ones that we have already had, or that we've already done. It certainly occurred to me that with the advent of the new kittens, also considering the threat posed, not to worry, we'll keep an eye on the kittens. Juniper games night, yes. Aubergine. Evening listening sessions just don't seem adequate anymore, Vermilion. I've been building my own player, and I think it's ready for its first proper test. Maybe you could come by and see how it sounds, too. Of course, I'll be over after dinner, which you're welcome to join me for if you so desire. Sure thing. I'm not sure what effect all these colonies and vessels are having on the human race, but I'm not liking what I'm finding out. Aubergine until now didn't like or even listen to music. How can that be the case? It's madness. It took him working with me for a couple of hours to discover that he loves it. He didn't put it in those words as such, but I can tell. He's on his way up here now, to cure an earworm. He has no idea of the journey he's about to embark on. Here we go. I'm finding myself a little lost at the moment. Everyone is doing great, which leaves me with very little to do. Work has started on a probe to go down and investigate Arnold. Not a huge amount I can help with there. Maybe someone will hurt themselves and I'll have something to do. I'm joking, of course. I don't want anyone getting hurt. If anything, it's quite a good thing I don't have a huge amount to do. That means everyone's well-being is, well. I offered to help Juniper and Pistachio choose a landing site. I'm not sure what I'll bring to the table, but at least I'll be keeping myself busy. I think they're just humoring me, but I'll take it. Pistachio's been asking me a lot about Earth recently. It's strange, for her Earth is such a distant concept. Nothing more than the origin of humanity is written in a history book. She occasionally speaks of it as though it's, no longer necessary, no longer important now that we've moved to a life beyond the stars. I've been showing her photos and telling her stories. I showed her the lake where I would swim during my childhood before I moved to the coast. I showed her my photos of Paris from my honeymoon. It caught me off guard a little, but I showed her photos of Abigail and told her about our life together. The house we built by the sea. It was nice to get it off my chest. I left Earth so abruptly, traveled for so long. I don't think I've ever had the time to properly process it all. They would get on well, I'm sure. Pistachio and Abigail. Well, the kittens came. I've had Sable up here for the last few days just to keep a close eye on her. She's so gentle. Now the real question is, what do we do with all of these kittens? It would seem that as I currently have the lightest workload, it's become my job to look after the kittens. It's a hard life, but I'll push through it. Oh. We don't have week 5. Hey, are you currently in the med bay by any chance? I know it's near the end of the day, but if you're still around, could I drop by and maybe get some painkillers? I'm not feeling so hot. Yeah, I'm still at my desk in your valley. You're welcome to come by. I know I can't make you, but you really should take it a little easier after work. We already read this one. You still awake? Yep. Warning all, I'm free to have some bad news. That's right. Doing the thing. Sorry to get into the defect brought up. I'd like to take this hour to stamp out any further investigation. Can you report detailing Juniper's surgery and aftercare so that I can file it with HQ? Of course, should be done by the end of the day. No problem. The weekend. Morning marmalade. I was just sat in the library nook having my morning coffee and I couldn't help but notice that there are drawings everywhere. Are these yours? Oh shoot, yeah, those are mine, sorry. I was sketching last night. Figured I would clear up this morning because I was exhausted, but it slipped my mind, I guess. I'll sort it out shortly. No need to apologize. I think they're fantastic. I've enjoyed sifting through them with my coffee. Would you mind very much if I kept one? Not at all, I have tons of them. I've been drawing old Arnold a lot recently and find it very therapeutic. I've already stashed away my favorites, so take your pick. You're too kind. Keep up the beautiful work. Thank you, Vermilion. Say, Vermilion, do you mind if I keep this album a while longer? It's just, I don't know, it's nice. I've been treating it well, I promise. Not at all, Pistachio. It is nice, I agree. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I am. What does it feel like living by an ocean like that? It's something else. The birds, the salt in the air, the sound of the waves lapping at the beach. I could hear them from my kitchen, you know? It's nothing like space. I miss it dearly. Do you think you'll go back someday? I'd like to, I think. I fear that I might be too old to make it through the journey, though. I accepted it was likely a one-way trip when I left. I'd like to go. I'm going to look into it once we get back. You should. You'd feel at home there, I'm certain. I think so, too. Hey, Vermilion, you mentioned earlier that you might be willing to play me some tunes this evening. Are you still down for that? Yes. You're welcome to drop by after dinner. Draw where, probe launch schedule, lateness, on our way up with coffee, the probe reports, better luck next time, and let's go, whoops, not to week 7, but to the log, entry 6. Well, I guess this is my fault for complaining about not having much to do. Juniper managed to get herself a nasty case of appendicitis. Fortunately, this is something I could treat with my eyes closed, not that it matters. So can that magic med-bay cylinder? I would contest whether or not it does as good a job as myself, but what can I do besides follow protocol? Anyway, Juniper is going to be fine. She might find herself disappointed when she realizes how many days off she's actually going to get. It really doesn't take long to recover from appendicitis with equipment like this. More than enough time to get her listening to some of old Vermilion's classic tunes, though. I think that after only a single day stuck in bed, Juniper is beginning to wish that she wasn't. She's already complained about my music, so she's starting to get back to her normal self at least. I think it's helping that she is accompanied by 4 kittens. She'll be up and about tomorrow in time for the probe launch on Monday. I'm not saying this was all a ruse to miss the probe launch, but if it was, I've thwarted her plans. Juniper wasn't too happy with that last line. I'm reading this log aloud as a form of entertainment. The probe launch went poorly. I really don't have much more insight into the matter. Honestly, I was watching the launch on the same screens as everyone else, and I didn't understand a thing that was going on. Still, I feel down about it all the same. We're becoming a little family here, with a common goal. The success of this mission has very little impact on me, but it could make these guys careers, so it's important to me that this all goes well for them. We'll get back on track, I have no doubt about that. Hey Pistachio, I know you're very busy watching too many movies at the moment, but if you get a minute free, would you mind taking a look at some of the plants I'm keeping in my room? I'm doing a really good job of murdering them. Sure thing, we're between films at the moment, I'll come down in a minute. It'll be a good stretch of my legs anyway. Thank you, no rush. You smell like farts. Excuse me? I'm so sorry, I left the terminal logged in with Juniper in the room. A grave mistake indeed. Can I be late if I bring coffee? No, you can be on time. Necessary to inform. Is it possible? That's right. Good morning, Canary. As the Alabaster's well-being officer, I'd greatly appreciate some more insight into exactly just how dangerous this extra radiation we're dealing with is. Morning. It's hard to say. As it stands, the risk is certainly low, but it's worth keeping an eye on. I would recommend performing additional thorough health checks on a regular basis. I was thinking the same, thank you. Hopefully nothing comes of this. Hello, Canary. Pistachio told me that you were planning on working through lunch, and I simply won't have it. If you'd care to join me, I brewed a pot of chamomile tea and made us some sandwiches. I'm in the library nook for extra comfort. Vermilion. I'm busy, but that does sound enticing. What kind of sandwiches are they? Ham and mustard with spinach and dried tomatoes on sourdough, no less. They're pretty great. Morning, all. I haven't slept at all. Ah, okay, this is the, hey, guess what? It's a thing. Yep. So this is we learned that it is a thing. Oh, whoops, when you see the entry 7 log. Something strange happened with Arnold this week. It changed somehow. Even Canary is stumped, which isn't a good sign. The really bad news? We're now sitting right next to a giant microwave oven. I joke, but in reality it's serious. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't particularly concerned about the higher radiation levels. That stuff can really play havoc with the human body. It's put everyone on edge a little bit, I think. Juniper especially. It's all psychological, but she doesn't like the idea of it. She came to me today worrying, and I had to spend some time reassuring her. I'm worried about Canary. I think she might be overworking herself a little. Between the probe failure and this radiation business, she hasn't been getting much rest. I can't say I blame her, but she needs to learn to take some downtime. I caught her skipping lunches, too. We had an emergency meeting this morning about how Arnold is an imposter. It's not actually a planet. It's a station, or something pretending to be one. That sounds bad. Everyone is acting like it's bad. I don't fully understand why, but seeing how it's making everyone act makes me sure I don't want to be anywhere near it either. Briefing recap is good. Canary. I heard a lot of jargon in that meeting this morning. None of it sounded good. I tried to keep up, but I'm not sure I followed everything. I'm used to dealing with sick people, not whatever this is. What I'm trying to ask is, how worried do we really need to be? I'm afraid that's a hard question to answer, which is part of the problem. Given that we've been here so long without incident, it seems promising that whatever this thing is, it's abandoned and is mostly or entirely benign. That said, it's an unknown quantity that is clearly trying to conceal itself. So who can say for sure? Hopefully I can shed some light on this in the next few weeks. I'm sorry I can't give a more conclusive answer. I see. Thank you. I hope this whole thing isn't putting too much pressure on you. Remember, I'm always available to talk if you feel the need arise. I appreciate that, Vermilion. Okay, we got that one. The radiation has peaked for a 3rd time. I know I should tell the crew, but I'm not sure I have the heart. I think it might break them, particularly June and Pistachio. The health risks could be very real. Swan won't let us leave. I just don't know what to do. I agree it might be a bit too much for everyone to hear right now. I would delay it a day or two if possible. Oh, so there was a spike and they delayed it. I'll put some tea on, come downstairs and sit with me in the library. We can have a chat about how to minimize these health risks. Okay. Hey, how are you holding up? Feeling any better than when we last spoke? Yeah, thanks. You and June have both been a blessing this week. Are you okay? Wait, hold on a second. Oh, so this is Pistachio. Good. Glad I could help. As for me, I'm doing just fine, thank you. It's okay if you're not, you know? I'll manage, Pistachio, don't worry. I know it's for your other side this week's into you. Want some good news? I can't find Pistachio. She's not responding to my messages either. Everyone in the living room now. If she's hurt, we need to find her quickly. Yep. Searched every inch. I think I found her hands. Well then. Oh, I've often wondered whether coming out here was a mistake. To space, I mean. I shouldn't have left Earth. In the face of my grief, I ran as far and as fast as I could. It might have followed me, though. I'm going home after the mission is done. Pistachio has expressed interest in coming with me. She's the most compelling reason I have to not regret leaving Earth, and yet she reminds me every day of why I should have stayed. She had the most profound impact on my life exactly when I needed it. We made a promise tonight that we would both travel to Earth once we get back from here. I'm ready. I found Canary in tears today. I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable about all of this. We lost Pistachio today. How? How do you lose a person on a ship like this? Juniper found her augmentations. No blood or anything, just her hands neatly resting on her bed. Am I dreaming? Checking in from work. What's up, Kate? Kate Glassy. We're just reading logs for the puzzle game. We're actually going to be hopping off here very shortly once we read through Vermilion. Once we get done with Vermilion. Being gassy is always a good way to keep people away. Well, Tusk, that leads me to think that there may be an ulterior motive here, right? Obviously, I spent the day getting out ready for travel. Don't mention it. We all do. Doors are shut. Marmalade, I know you're busy trying to work through this mess, but if you have a minute, could you please try to call in on Juniper? We're all grieving in our own way, but I'm extremely worried about her. This will be the third day straight that she hasn't left her room. I've tried to coax her out, but she's not having it. She might be happy just to quietly sit with you. Of course, I'll see what I can do. We should have left, Vermilion. As soon as we realized what this thing was, we should have just left. I was just so worried about TFC, about our jobs, about my job. Now we're criminals anyway, and Pistachio is... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You can't blame yourself for this, Canary. Where are you? I think you need some company. My lab. I'm keeping an eye on Arnold. It's the least I can do. Hey, Vermilion. I just wanted to let you know, Juniper came to my room last night. She sat with me in silence for a couple of hours. We had a few beers. She slept in my armchair in front of the fire and was gone when I woke up. It's good that she reached out to you. That's progress. That's good. It broke my heart to see her like that. Okay, we've done that one. Aubergine and I have managed to get ourselves into the escape pod bay. As far as we can tell, it's all good. Hey, June. The others are busy wrapping up a few things. Start without me, I'll be out in a minute. I was wondering if you wanted to help me start taking some of this luggage down to the pods. We're leaving soon, you know? I no longer think I'll see the end of this mission. The more profound line of thinking is whether or not I even want to. We're giving it a go and trying to leave. We're using the escape pods. It looks like Marmalade and Aubergine are going to have them up and running imminently. Whilst the others are busy tying up loose ends, I'm going to start moving some of our stuff down there. Hopefully June can help me. And then I'm assuming that right there, that's when we find out the news that Vermilion didn't go well. It didn't go well. What? Is it another whole, like, message system? Huh. Well, these are all the corrupted puzzles. Okay, well, that's gonna close it up. I gotta get going. I gotta get out of here. Take the dogs, do things, finish up chores, go to work. Won't be streaming tonight. We'll be back on tomorrow morning for this. And we're gonna be doing puzzles again. The logs, I may read through the rest of the logs myself, because right now I think we got a good idea of what is happening in the logs, and if there's any pertinent information, I think I'll just pass it on to you guys. Just because there's so many, and we've read through 2 perspectives of everything happening, that kind of gives us a good look into the entire, like, idea of what happened and why. Now it'll just be a matter of moving forward and seeing how that contextually applies. So that's, yeah, fun times. Fun times. So, puzzles again tomorrow. Thanks, guys, for being here. Much appreciation to you. You guys nuts. Yeah, reading stream. What a hot topic. I never thought that, of all the streams where I would get to add to the ban list, it would be where I'm, reading for 2.5 hours. 2 hours. Cheers, guys. So remember, no stream tonight. Marble fixes are out there if you need a marble fix, but tomorrow morning back on puzzles, same bat time, same bat place, and then of course tomorrow night we'll be back on the Marbs doing it, okay? Doing the do. 300 bits from Gabber Freak. Gabber Freak, you're absolutely mad. You are mad. You are nuts. What is up? What is... Remember when you would read bedtime stories to us? Don't make me do it. Bedtime story stream? Wait, what is that one? It's DJ Tusk Grub. Ah. No! Did I spell it wrong? I don't know. Who knows? Gabber Freak, you're nuts. Thanks for the 300. Alaska Wolf 45, thanks for the follow today. And thank you everybody for following me on this trail of Filament. An excellent game now with content. Wait. Wait, guys, real quick. This could be me just being super crazy. Was the pack of cards always opened? Is that me being nuts? Please tell me that's me being nuts, right? Pack of cards was always sitting there opened, right? So I thought when it said mouse wheel up to select cards, I thought that meant these. I thought that meant these, like mouse wheel up to select these cards. So I just never did it because I'm like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go through like this with Q and E. So. Sweet, now I know. Hey, if anybody wanted to know what, so Aubergine looks like this, so that's augmented, what, ear, eyes? This is Marmalade, doesn't appear to have augmentations at least that we can see. There's Canary. This is Pistachio. Vermilion. Pistachio has augmented arms. And we don't actually have a card for, found Juniper yet. Now some of those numbers on their ID number are colored. That's going to come into play for some reason. I don't know how and I don't know why, but it will. That's a thing. That's a thing. Got some braille there. Up top looks like we have a word of some sort. 1527, that'll go through, and then this one we'll have to figure out as well. Looks like going, it's saying start bottom left, and then it's go up, up, and then it's showing the ones that you're actually going to be touching or coming into contact with in some way, or it's like just one instruction panel at a time. I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure it out though. All right, I'm out. Check collectibles. Collectibles, we gotta check them in the collecting. 46 unresolved issues. So collectibles at 1, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have a lot.